Welcome back to the course. This week we're going to talk about the flipped classroom. Trina, when you hear that term, what do you think of? What does the flipped classroom mean for you?
Well, definitely I think of buzz because it's been very trendy lately to talk about the flipped classroom and lots of stuff written about it lately. For me, the first time I encountered the idea of a flipped classroom was in my College of Engineering at the University of Wisconsin. They had a big initiative a few years ago to try to convert a large portion of our core engineering courses into the flipped mode. So they actually supported faculty in the conversion of their courses, and I took my Introduction to Environmental Engineering class and took about a third of the content and made micro lectures out of it, so short online lessons for the students, and replaced the time that I would have spent in the classroom giving those lectures with problem solving time so that the students can work on problems and I can walk around and give them feedback and get them unstuck when they get stuck on problems. And so a lot of what I use in the classroom in this flipped mode requires what we've been talking about in the course thus far, things like cooperative learning because they work in teams on the problems, problem-based learning because they're working on problems. So the active learning component definitely comes through there. So you're going to see all those themes replayed in the module this week. I just want to throw in a little bit of results in the spirit of talking about teaching as research. Since I taught this course for many years before I converted it to the flipped mode, I have the pre and post data of the exam questions that I use from year to year. And definitely I see the distribution of those grades on those questions shift in the flipped mode. So the students that previously would have been in the B category, sort of earning around 80% on that question, are pushed up more into the A range. So I'm definitely pulling more students from the sort of high average performance up into the high performance category, which is the biggest result that I've seen in my own teaching as research projects with my flipped classroom. And we see that in several classes in the College of Engineering at Wisconsin.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Those results are pretty compelling, I would think, and feel good to kind of see those students who might have been kind of borderline move up into that A range.
Absolutely.
This week we're going to explore the flipped classroom. You may be at this point wanting some kind of definition of what that means. We've just heard an example. In the module this week, it's led by me, actually, and we're going to look at a definition of the flipped classroom, the one that I like to use, talk a little bit about why there is all that buzz around the flipped classroom, and I'll address some commonly asked questions about the flipped classroom as well. We also have a series of videos by Robert Talbert. He's a math professor at Grand Valley State University, and he is one of the best kind of flipped classroom instructors I know. He does it really well. He's got a nicely kind of developed course structure. He's going to walk you through part of that structure, and he's going to focus on the online videos that he creates, the screencasts that he creates. So we'll get kind of into the details a little bit about how he does that. We hope that you find this useful and it helps to give you a bit of a framework for putting some of the pieces together from the past few weeks in this course.